Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin by giving all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Racha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and to the apostle of the millstone, and enough respect to the brothers that are pushing and spreading the gospel of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai to the four corners of the world. Now, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, I just want to do a quick lesson. I'm going to have to break this up. This is 35 pages long, and it's a short book that's entitled Modern Day Rome with a question mark. Right, let me get it right here. Modern Day Rome with a question mark, and then the modern day Roman Republic, the correlation of the Roman Republic and the United States of America. This is the title, and Lord willing, this be edifying. Now I want to begin with the abstract. It says, when America's founding fathers sought to create their new nation, they turned to the reliability and practicality of the Roman Republic. While careful to not create a carbon copy of the Republic, the founders drew inspiration from Roman symbolism in everyday life, government, philosophy, military strategies, and religious tolerance. This paper will highlight the similarities that exist between the Roman Republic and the United States in the above mentioned 5 areas. Much of Rome's examples has outlived both Rome and the founding fathers in its effectiveness and reliability. The Roman Republic may have fallen, but their influence lived through the heartbeat of the United States of America. Let me read this again. The Roman Republic may have fallen, but their influence lived on through the heartbeat of the United States of America. Okay? The beast, the dragon, has given its power unto the beast, and it is as though its deadly wound has been healed. Right? Okay. It says, how does it come to pass that some civilizations are remembered more than others? Are they designed to be great, or are they made great because of the legacy they have left behind? While there have been great civilizations of the past, there has never been a civilization that left such a lasting legacy as the Romans. Right? Obviously, you can tell these are fucking Edomites writing this, right? It says specifically during the Roman Republic. The Roman Republic dates approximately 753 to 27 BC. Many precedents formed during this time and proved to last a lifetime. The Roman Republic continues to stand well after its demise as an example of determination and purpose. In order to have an accurate understanding of the present-day circumstances, it is imperative that men have an extensive knowledge of their origins and history, which is what the apostles always stress. You got to make sure you know your history, right? You learn the scriptures and you learn the history that goes along with it, because it is imperative for you to, connect sources together to form a bigger picture. You got to make sure that you are knowledgeable in the history and the origins of whatever it is you're studying. It says, when faced with the daunting task of the construction and formation of a working government, the founding fathers of America, such as George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, Samuel Adams, all looked to the one civilization they knew held the answers to making America not just a nation, but a living legacy. And it is the Spirit of the Lord that compelled them to mirror their empire to Rome, so that the prophecy of Rome going into, I believe, so that the prophecy of Revelation 17 and 8, it says, the beast that thou sawest, which she was looking at, John was looking at the Roman Empire. The beast that you're looking at, he said it was, right? And it's not, because during John's time, it was that empire that was supposed to be destroyed. but it was not supposed to be destroyed as the Roman Empire in that time, right? It was supposed to ascend out of the bottomless pit. It was supposed to go down and then ascend, right? And then go into perdition. So it had to be renewed, recycled, and it was recycled as America. And they that dwell upon the earth shall wonder whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. Right? The same thing is written off in the book of Daniel, the seventh. Let me see. Um, trying to find the horns. Right. So this is talking about the Roman Empire. It says, and the 10 horns, and the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and tread it down and break in pieces. And the 10 horns of these kingdoms are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall arise after them. He shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings, which is America. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hands unto a time, and times one, times plural two, and divided of times half a time, 0.5, right? Which is what, three and a half, which is roughly the time that we were in serious hell under this devil, until the truth was made manifest. But judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion, to consume and destroy to the end. So the Roman Empire was supposed to be destroyed by what? By having another rise after it, right? Which is America. And I think also, if you read in the book of right here, it says, the 7 heads are 7 mountains which the woman sitteth. These are 7 kings, 5 are fallen. So during the Roman Empire, there are 7 heads. I believe that was Rome itself was 1 head. You had Germania Major, Germania Minor. You had Greece. You had Spain. You had the Gauls, and you had Britain, right? Britannia. So it says 5 are fallen, which were, I think, well, Rome is not part of the fallen because it was ruling, but you had Greek fallen because Romans took it over. You had Spain, Rome took it over. You had Germania Major, Germania Minor, all under Roman control. You had the Gauls, also under Roman control. So these are the 5, and one is, which is Rome, and the other is not yet come, which was what? Britain. When he cometh, he must continue a short space. And the beast that was the Roman Empire, which is the empire that's supposed to be destroyed, and it's not, but it's not supposed to be destroyed at that time. Even he is the 8th. So the Roman Empire was supposed to come again as an eighth empire, right? As an 8th horn. As an 8th head. But it was supposed to come out of the 7th one, and the 7th one is the one that is not yet come, which is Britain. So, and America did come from Britain. So it says, even he is of the 8th. The beast that was Rome, he is the same beast that shall come as the 8th, which is America, which will come off the 7th, which is Britain. And then it'll go into perdition. So there is a sequence, right? If you read the beast, 7 heads and 10 horns, it represents, Esau. But based on context, you have to figure out if it's talking about ancient Roman Empire or if it's talking about now NATO and EU. And, if the Spirit is dealing with you, that discernment will be really simple if you're diligent. All right. So let's go back into the article, and when we talk about Rome being destroyed, or Babylon being destroyed, it's America, man. America. There's not going to be another empire after America. except the kingdom of heaven. America is the last of what? Of heathen rulership. America is the last empire. We have suffered misery. This is the last, for so many times, over and over again, this is the last captivity we got to go through. All right? There's no doubt about it. The Most High has made it very, very clear to us. All right, so, and so, you see that the Lord put the Spirit in them to make sure that the beast, the eighth head, was in the image of Rome. Many countries influenced the founders during this time, such as Great Britain and Greece. However, Rome provided insight in many areas, both social and political. A fusion of ideology and symbolism characterizes the relationship formed between Rome and America. These two nations were born in the same manner, a violent rejection of the government which ruled over them. This continued, right? They overthrew a monarchy. This continued to give them a wariness concerning the abuse of power from either the government or the uneducated masses. That's why, even after the Roman Empire fell, people went right back into having kings and queens. But when America came in, they said, yo, F all that. We ain't going to do that. We're going to set up our empire. We're going to set up our kingdom, with democracy. That's a republic. All right, it says, although America has become an example of diplomacy, democracy, and determination, these principles did not simply come into existence at the start of the 18th century. While there were many avenues for inspiration, the founding fathers looked to Roman Republic to form the nation and government that would provide support and structure for the people. The American government, philosophy, military, religion, everyday life, and lastly the Roman symbol immersed in American culture show the influence of Roman Republic because of these shows the influence of Roman Republic. And because of these influence, the ideology of Roman Republic studied in history textbook remain alive through amalgamation into the United States. And topic concerning the Roman-American relationship receives a wide variety of attention ranging from who insists that America is the new Rome to who argues that America learned from Rome. Thomas Madden conducts such a study in his work, Empires of Trust, How Rome Built and America is Building, an Empire of Trust. In his review of the influence between Rome and America, Madden concludes that both countries stand as separate entities. While America shares many similarities with Rome, she remains unique in several aspects, such as innovation and entrepreneurship. Right? Because right, America is industrialized, and the Roman Empire was, it was an agrarian. It was an agrarian kingdom. In other words, they weren't out here with these heavy machinery and all these things. It was every kingdom back then was an agrarian society, right? It says likewise, Colin Murphy in Are We Rome offers critical analysis of affiliation of Rome and America. So as of this moment, there are many different works to get into to prove, or at least to support the the claims that we're making that America is Rome, right? It cited a lot of works here. Colin Murphy, it cited Thomas Madden, right? So it says Colin Murphy in Are We Rome offers critical analysis of the affiliation of Rome and America. Murphy states that America has the potential to walk the destructive path of the Romans, but also has the power to create for herself a new identity and future. Conversely, former U.S. Congressman Tom Tancredo argues in his book In Mortal Danger that America and Rome share a closer link than most are willing to admit. Tancredo believes that a key similarity between the two nations lie in a lack of civil merit within its citizens. While Tancredo, I hope I'm saying his name right, offers hope for and alternate ending concerning America. He drives from the point that up till now, America has followed in Rome's footsteps. And while similarities that exist between Rome and America exist, they remain just that, similarities. Characteristics such as freedom for all, technology, technological advances, creativity, economic prosperity, and social equality highlights a few of the several differences between the two nations, with the presupposition that America learned and grew from the Roman ways. One can obtain a greater knowledge of these similarities without jumping to the hasty conclusion that the nation became as one. All right. So, um, the United States and Rome share many of the same attitude towards power and acceptance. A common distrust of concentrated power was a fear instilled by the Romans into the hearts of the American people. The founding fathers, apprehensive of centralized power, in other words, fearful of centralized power, carefully organized the American government with a system of checks and balances between powers. The development of the United States government will be discussed in more details later on. Okay, so what, page 6, 7? I'm gonna end it right there, and because again, I don't want this video to be too long, and then just gonna keep going on. So in the section that I just brought up was just like what to expect, right? Or it just explained that there are many works, right? There are many documents or writings, or, works altogether that I guess that repeats the same point that's being made, in this article. I don't know. Did she call it an article or what? Let me see. She called it a paper, I think. Yeah, I forgot what she mentioned it. But yeah, so hmm, okay. Okay, yeah, I just want to make sure I'm breaking up the videos into proper topics. So, the first section that I read was just about how, America is refrained from having, a centralized power. And yeah, that was pretty much the first section, or I guess the first point of the many similarities between them. But all in all, what it pretty much did was just mention the works that other people wrote and summarize their works, just so that we know that this is something that is pretty common. America being a new Rome is something that is very apparent to scholars, and scholars have already been saying it for a long time. So I'm going to end this video right there, and the next time I'm just going to continue on from page 7, and then I guess the next point will be how America is the melting point, the melting pot, right? So yeah. So with that, I'm gonna end it right there, by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Recha Kodash, and Shalom to all your Akims and Akos that are listening in truth and in sincerity. May the blessing of blessing be upon our house, and may the Heavenly Father speedily deliver us from this place and bring the destruction that He has promised, on this on this kingdom. So until next time, Shalom.